A's for Apricot, Chapter 32, entitled Sick. That evening, Apricot couldn't sleep. He wasn't feeling 100%. His eyes were running and he felt very hot. It must be all of the excitement of the day, he thought. And then poor Apricot sneezed 3 times in quick succession. He wished that he could tell Mary, but his tiny squeaks could never be heard through the thick walls. And unfortunately, he would have to wait until morning. It was going to be a long night, he thought sadly, and it was. The next morning, Mary could see that something was wrong with Apricot. Mary could tell that Apricot had lost his energy and that his eyes were tearful. I'll have to go to the vet, she thought, as she didn't have a clue about guinea pigs and their health, but she knew that they got ill just like everyone else, and she didn't want it to become serious. Apricot was part of her life now, and she was scared that she could lose him. Mary scooped Apricot up gently, and soon they were on the bus into town. All of the passengers frowned as they looked at Apricot. It was obvious to them that Apricot wasn't his usual bubbly, inquisitive self. It was hard for Apricot to lift up his poor head, so he looked up with his tired, glossy eyes at the worried passengers, and he wished that he could make them feel better, but he could only squeak quietly. Apricot lay on the vet's table, and the vet touched his tummy, and then he shined a bright light into Apricot's tired eyes. It wasn't pleasant, thought Apricot, and he wished that he could fall asleep. Apricot could see Mary sitting in the chair. She was wringing her hands and crying softly. Apricot was pleased that so many people cared about him. Apricot wasn't used to it, and she felt sad that Mary was suffering. As usual, Apricot put other people's feelings before his own. The man in the white coat who they called Vet, strange name, thought Apricot, put something on Apricot's tummy. It was round, metallic, and tickly. The vet was listening to Apricot's tummy beat like a drum, and he was looking very serious. It can't be that interesting, thought Apricot. It's just boom, boom, boom. Not exactly Mozart, Apricot thought snobbishly. Apricot was quite knowledgeable about music, thanks to listening to Mary's wireless. He'll be okay, said the vet to relieve Mary. We'll just inject him and he can sleep it off, he said calmly. Inject, thought Mary, won't that be painful? Nothing to worry about, said the solemn looking vet. Easy for him to say, thought Apricot, as the long silver needle came towards him like a lance, and Apricot did the loudest squeak that he had ever done, and then became silent as the needle took effect and sent him off to dreamland.